You people live in a society that is run by secret societies, okay? No matter how you slice it. Even if you pretend that the Masons and all them don't exist or that they don't have any power. Look at the government, okay? People in the comments all the time say, well, why don't you value knowledge over groupthink? You know, it's another way to say, you know, the secret society's argument of intellect over superstition. They believe that the masses are controlled by silly superstitions, aka, well, you know, how they see religion, and that you should value intellect, okay? But what they really mean by intellect is knowledge. Now, I want you all to ask yourselves, who has the knowledge? Who has the knowledge? Who gathers data? Who watches everybody? Who has little ninny sissy folders, you know, that are labeled top secret? Who has the knowledge? Does the most wise among us have the knowledge? You know, if we're talking about knowledge in general, generally speaking, who collects knowledge? You know, the Library of Congress. Who has the access? The clearance? Who has the knowledge? Oh, there's two groups of people. One, rich people and government officials, you know, high-ranking government officials, you know, the status quo. And two, the people who bother to gather knowledge. But, well, you know, between libraries and the internet and encyclopedias and so on, you know, online, you know, sources of information, you know, anybody can get that knowledge. You know, somebody can say, well, I know this, blah, blah, blah. And then you read a book, you know, that same day, and now you know what he knows. So when it comes to knowledge, who really has the knowledge that would get the respect if you make a society based on, you know, assigning reverent power to those who have the most knowledge? Well, then it's the government. It is the rich people, the big corporations, their CEOs, their heads, people with high-level clearance. Okay, so you want to respect a bunch of unscrupulous rich people and government fucking corrupt politician trash and corrupt scum, the CIA and FBI and so on and so forth, and government contractor scum, you know, these Blackwater/Z type filth, you know, Halliburton fucking scum. I mean, come on. Oh, or you want to respect the media and their investigative journalists and how they have knowledge that you don't have. You want to respect a bunch of complete demons. That's how you want it to be? Speaking of demons, let's look at environmental factors. You see, I'm not arguing against people who disagree with me about the root causes of environmental factors. I am arguing, you know, I'm arguing against, no, I'm not arguing against people who disagree with me. I'm arguing against people who agree with me, but who are playing stupid so they can continue their black ops and their covert ops and their psych ops. Their government harassment, covert experimentation, group stalking, etc. That's who I'm arguing against. They know that environmental factors cause perceived mental illness or behaviors that are seen as mental illness, because they use environmental factors to fucking sabotage people all the time. They threaten their families. They covertly drug them on fucking record. You know, they use the IRS against them. They add background stressors to their lives. They use environmental factors in tons and tons of different ways. They're trying to make it a science of using environmental factors to induce schizophrenia. And just like in MK Ultra, they use drugs to try, like LSD and mescaline, to try to induce quote-unquote schizophrenia. Okay, so the CIA, on record, controls psychiatry. The people behind the CIA, the people behind the government, control psychiatry in order to, you know, bring in eugenics. Now, the last thing I'm going to touch on is eugenics. What is eugenics? Eugenics is the self-direction of humanity. That is how it's described. It's not natural selection. It is not fair selection. It is the self-selection. Now, how many of us have really a say in how things go? Obviously, it is the rich, the aristocracy, the kleptocracy that has control of the direction of humanity. So, of course, they are going to make things in a way that makes them look good and that screens out the people who are the most adverse to what they are trying to do, and especially the people that hate them the most and are the most outspoken about that hatred. People like me, you know. So, eugenics is not getting rid of criminals, people with AIDS and cripples and ignorant people, you know. That is not what it truly is. You know, that is just a part of it, a small part. That is really the cover, you know, and even that is very questionable at best. You know, it is really the aristocracy using institutions to soft kill people and to hard kill people, you know, military wars and so on and so forth, in order to create the society that they want. So a more appropriate way to describe eugenics is the kleptocracy's direction of humanity. Thank you.